Did you hear that the CIA has admitted that the way they found the pilot was because of his heart rate?
Ghost murmur. That's the name of the tech.
We gotta look into this. Like, this is science fiction.
Yeah, it's wild.
This is full Minority Report.
It's crazy.
Science fiction level technology.
It's AI.
They can find a guy's heart rate.
So Joe Rogan just exposed the Pentagon's latest psychological warfare operation, and it reveals how deep the disinformation machine really goes. We're diving into ghost murmur technology, missing scientists, and how the CIA manufactures narratives to control both enemies and American citizens. Let's break this down.
Ghost murmur. Let's see what it does. All right. So what is the range of this thing, first of all?
No, this is a game that pulled up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Did they name it after a game?
Who knows?
Now it's less cool. I thought that was the dopest name, but if they named it after a game.
Oh, there we are.
Okay, here it is. Reported code name of a classified CIA sensor program that was scroll up that was used to help locate the missing U.S. airmen. Okay. It's described in the press reports as a secret weapon the CIA has that combines artificial intelligence with long-range quantum magnetometry. Purpose to detect the extremely faint electromagnetic signals of a human heartbeat at long distances, even in harsh environments like a vast desert.
This is electromagnetic signature detection at the quantum level. Human hearts generate incredibly faint electrical fields. We're talking femtotesla measurements. The fact that they can isolate one specific heartbeat pattern from 40 miles away suggests they're using quantum sensors combined with AI pattern recognition. This isn't theoretical anymore.
According to reporting, Ghost Murmur helped pick up his physiological signature from up to about 64 kilometers away.
That is so cool.
I think that's about 40 miles, right? Is that what that is? Allowing the CIA to narrow down his location and pass precise coordinates to the Pentagon and the White House for a special operations rescue.
That 40-mile range is crucial. It puts this rescue operation during the current Iran conflict into perspective. This technology gives special operations teams unprecedented tactical advantage, but it also raises massive questions about when this data was collected and how extensive the biometric database really is.
Imagine thinking I'm hiding in this cave, but I'm like 20 miles from the city. I'm good.
Also, that means it's able to differentiate animal heartbeats. Right. It's able to differentiate it knows your heartbeat. How does it do that?
Specific heartbeat.
How? Think of all the heartbeats in 40 miles.
When did it get that? When did it get that data? Was it when you had your little chest strap on at the gym? When did it get that?
How does it have that?
When did it get that data?
Yeah, is it...
How the fuck does it know what your heart...
Exactly right. This implies pre-existing biometric data collection. Your heart rhythm is as unique as your fingerprint. For this to work, they'd need baseline cardiac signatures stored somewhere. Think about every medical exam, fitness tracker, even airport security scanners. The surveillance infrastructure is already there.
It is legal to use disinformation on American citizens now.
Yeah, right.
And what better time than a time of war?
Right.
All right, if you want to use disinformation on American citizens to convince the enemy that you have some supernatural tech,
good way to do it.
They better fucking surrender right now. You can find their heartbeat from 40 miles away.
Yeah, right.
That'll make people very reluctant to engage with you.
The 2013 Smith-Mundt Modernization Act legalized domestic propaganda operations. During active conflicts, psychological warfare becomes standard practice. If Ghost Murmur is disinformation, it's brilliantly designed. It signals omnipotent surveillance capabilities while being technically plausible enough to terrify adversaries into submission.
You're going to get the story that they want to project to the enemy. Right?
With 47 American casualties in the Iran war so far, information warfare is critical. Every story released serves strategic purposes, whether it's real capability demonstration or psychological intimidation. The enemy reads these reports too, and that's precisely the point.
No. Who is that?
Do we talk about that? The Jessica Lynch story was a lady who was supposedly, she was kidnapped, and they went to rescue her. I think they sent in the SEALs, but she was actually in a hospital, and she wasn't even being guarded, and they just took her out of there and got her to medical help. But they made it look like they had this like crazy rescue operation, shootout, Tom Clancy novel type shit. that's not really what happened. And she came out afterwards and was very critical of the story.
Jessica Lynch exposed the exact same pattern in 2003. Pentagon claimed a dramatic firefight rescue when she was actually in an unguarded hospital receiving medical care. The manufactured heroic narrative served wartime propaganda needs. Lynch herself later testified to Congress about the lies, proving this playbook is decades old.
Like if an intelligence agency gives a story to the Washington Post, it says, hey, go write this. And then they write it, and it's complete and total horseshit, but the government gave it to them, so they're not going to prosecute them. So leave it alone. It just goes away.
Yeah, it's so
But then that story's out.
Operation Mockingbird never ended. It just got sophisticated. Intelligence agencies feed stories to prestige outlets like the Washington Post, knowing journalists won't fact-check official sources during wartime. There's zero accountability because technically the government isn't lying. They're conducting psychological operations.
Not only that, there's been long-term studies on human behavior by the CIA, by all sorts of government agencies. Long-term studies. They try to figure out what is the best way to get a message across. They try to figure. You don't think they figure out how to take control of an algorithm and completely like shift the psyche of the entire country in one direction or another? Of course they do.
MK Ultra was just the beginning. Decades of behavioral research combined with algorithmic manipulation creates unprecedented mass influence capabilities. Social media algorithms can shift entire populations' emotional states within hours. Ghost Murmur might be fake, but the psychological manipulation describing it is absolutely real.
Right.
Breakthrough, 0-point energy, breakthrough, whatever that is that these people are working on, plasma technology, whatever the fuck that is. You would lose if you're in whatever business that would be competing with them. You're going to lose so much fucking money. You're probably going to go under. If you're in the energy business, you're going to or he goes away.
Right.
Over 40 aerospace and nuclear scientists have died or disappeared since 2020. The suppression isn't just about national security. It's about protecting trillion-dollar energy monopolies. Breakthrough propulsion or energy technology would collapse entire industries overnight. Follow the money to understand the murders.
So there's space and nuclear secrets. You imagine being a scientist, you work so hard to like figure out some amazing stuff that's going to transform the human experience, and then people kill you.
Yeah.
Literally kill you. Like in a parking lot, pew, pew, one of those silenced guns. Several American scientists privy to the country's nuclear, space, and aerospace secrets have either died or gone missing in recent years. Experts think they could have been targeted by either enemies or allies because they possess valuable knowledge of national interest. That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, it is.
Of national interest?
What?
What does that mean?
The allies reference is chilling. It means friendly governments are assassinating American scientists to protect their own strategic advantages. These researchers dedicate their lives to advancing human knowledge, only to be eliminated because their discoveries threaten geopolitical power structures. It's tragic and infuriating.
If the Bible is a written understanding of what had happened, and it was an oral tradition for a long time before it was written down. There's a bunch of different versions of it written down in different languages, a lot of translations. But at the beginning of it, they were trying to say something. What if the meek will inherit the earth? What if we misinterpreted that? What if we thought, like, it's good to be meek. The meek shall be, they'll inherit the earth. The kind. There's something about the word meek.
Yeah.
Because that's the nerds. Okay, and they are doing it. They are inheriting the fucking earth. Right in front of your face, and everybody's signing up for it.
Yeah.
This biblical interpretation proved prophetic. Zuckerberg, Bezos, Musk, socially awkward tech nerds who now control global information flow and trillion-dollar empires. The meek didn't inherit the earth through humility. They inherited it through algorithmic dominance and data monopolization. Scripture got twisted into surveillance capitalism.
Talk in a language that 99.9% of the people can't even fucking understand what they're talking about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and also now the tech has gotten to a point where instead of having to, in their own minds, innovate ways to improve the tech is improving itself. They're having conversations with the tech that's saying, why don't you try this? Maybe you could try this. There's still, it's not AGI yet. Maybe it is, but apparently it's not.
But think about the people that are profiting the most from it. The meek.
Well,
like if you had to describe like a lot of tech engineers, not trying to be rude. Just being honest, right? A lot of guys that spend time in front of the computer, they're very thin and tired. You know, they're super genius dudes that can like fully focus.
I don't
on
know,
stuff.
man. I don't
a lot
know
of
if
them
meek
are
is the description for these.
right, but
they're
it's not
furries.
But here's the thing. What I'm saying is like, if you looked at like a spectrum of male behavior,
They're not like
you've
warrior
got, like,
types.
Football players and UFC
Yeah, I gotcha.
fighters,
Yeah.
and then you've got coders.
Yeah, sure.
Dudes are like way more chill, way more like they're not interested in violence.
Yeah.
I'm completely generalizing.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Because I'm sure there's a bunch of jack guys that are coders. Like, fuck
Right.
you, bro. I'm a coder too. But that type of person that invents tech like Facebook or like
Yeah.
Google, like things like that.
Yeah.
Don't be evil. That's
Yeah.
their motto.
Don't be
right?
evil.
And
What does that mean?
and who knows? And then you've got all these like wild progressive leftist ideologies that are attached to all these places, which make you even meeker. And then they're the guys with all the money.
Well,
they're the guys with all the money, and then they can literally tell you what you can and can't say on YouTube. They can literally tell you.
Yeah.
We don't agree with what you're saying.
Right.
And we're going to shut off your access to say something we disagree with, even though it turns out you were right.
Google abandoned Don't Be Evil in 2015, right when they started serious censorship operations. Traditional media lost influence to tech platforms that can instantly deplatform anyone. These companies control what billions see and think daily. The meek now wield more power than governments ever did.
Sucks in stars.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to suck our brains into it.
You got it.
And what better way to make a hive mind? What better way? If you want a hive mind, you want no deviation of thought, if all of your thought is along with AI thought. You
Yeah.
never get free thought anymore. Like this concept right now, we have a free thought.
Yeah.
I have my thoughts, you have your thoughts.
Yeah.
Unless you believe that someone can get inside your head and talk to you, for the most part, it's your own thoughts.
Yeah, that's right.
But what if that's something we give up? What if
Sure.
that's something we give up for a better society where you always have AI communicating?
We're witnessing the voluntary surrender of human consciousness to artificial intelligence. People already prefer AI-generated answers over independent research. Once we integrate neural interfaces, original thought becomes impossible. Everything gets filtered through algorithmic processing. It's intellectual suicide disguised as convenience.
We need Luke Skywalker.
Most of these, out of the 46 requests, I think I counted out maybe 5 of them were not after 2020.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Perfect timing with Trump back in office and Iran war casualties mounting. UFO disclosure becomes the ultimate distraction from foreign policy failures and domestic surveillance revelations. Space Force budget just hit $30 billion. They need external threats to justify that spending.
Okay. But until that happens, we're just spinning our fucking wheels. And every time someone says, if you knew what I know,
Right.
I want to go, don't say anything until you can say something.
We're tired of getting edged out over here.
Yeah, you're edging me. I want
Yeah.
to.
I want to come. Yes. Yes.
I don't want to be involved in this fucking circle jerk around disclosure.
Right. I know. It's like, yeah, I've had that meltdown more than a few times where it's just
Check
like
my
just
watch every day after age of disclosure. I'm like, any day now.
any
Tick
day
tock,
it'll
tick
happen.
tock, tick tock. Nope, nothing fucking changes at all. Zero change. You know, you get more of these stories, but no real information, no fucking pictures, no nothing. No nothing unique and crazy.
Ghost Murmur follows this exact pattern, tantalizing disclosure without real evidence. Whether it's UFOs or quantum heartbeat detection, we get strategic leaks designed to manipulate public perception. Real transparency would end the speculation instantly, but that's not the goal. The mystery itself is the weapon.